Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome SaltStack CEO and co-founder, Marc Chenn.
Thank you. Wow, what a video, huh? Our marketing team amazes me every single year. So between the cowbell last night and that video, welcome to SaltConf18. Thanks for joining us. Now, some of you have been with us for the past 2 days, and over the next 48 hours, what you are about to experience is something that will not only amplify the way that you think about SaltStack, but it will change the way that you work. If you've been here in years past, you've perhaps endured the stories about our early startup days, the time that we spent building this company and establishing and creating SaltStack out of Tom's basement. Those are all great stories, and those are the stories about the how behind SaltStack. But today, I'd like to talk to you more about the why SaltStack exists, and more importantly, what's in it for you. So please allow me to share a quick story. This handsome couple behind me, these are my grandparents. It's a picture of William and Helen Chenn. These two individuals are a great inspiration to me. Interesting story, many of you have asked me, how did you get the additional N on the last part of your name? When they immigrated to the United States, Grandpa Chenn added an additional N so that it would stand out in the phone book. So now you know the story. In 1949, just 2 weeks before Mao's armies took control of the city Shanghai, my grandparents decided to elope and make a move, a bold move, to Taiwan. They followed the Nationalist Party and made that move. Taiwan became collectively their first opportunity together. Now, Helen had come from a family of 4 daughters. There were no sons. And when they told Helen's father and mother of their plans to make this move, there was one request that Helen's father had made. And that request was that since there were no sons, that that William take on their family surname. And their last name was Chenn, or Chenn. Now it's interesting that William's surname was Xiang, X-I-A-N-G, which in Chinese actually is translated and it means elephant. So I guess if now I'm inserting a really horrible joke, that makes me the elephant in the room. So in Taiwan, William and Helen created and established a brand new life together. Helen had graduated with a degree in English from the university in Shanghai. She was an avid reader and book lover. And when they moved to Taiwan, she established and actually started a bookstore on the US military base in Taipei. Now, William was a very energetic, ambitious, perhaps overachieving entrepreneur. And he aligned himself with a US-based photo company and was successful in establishing a distributorship for color photography equipment across the island of Taiwan. In Taiwan, they started their family. They had 4 young children before they knew it. They prided themselves on creating a good life, working hard, and making the most of the opportunities that had come their way. They were happy, they were working hard, and they were doing the very best they could with the opportunities that were granted to them. But after not much time, after observing their experiences in Taiwan and the happenings that were taking place in America, they developed a feeling that perhaps greater opportunity awaited them in the US. And so in 1958, they applied for the lottery. They applied for immigration to the United States in hopes that they could make that move with their entire family. America became their second opportunity. After 5 years of trying, the year was 1963, they were finally granted approval to immigrate to the United States. and they moved to Palo Alto in the year 1963. 1963 was an interesting year. It was a fascinating year in American history. Amongst other things that took place, 1963 was the year when Martin Luther King delivered his famous "I Have a Dream" speech on the Washington Mall. That speech inspired millions, not only in the US, but around the world. Helen and William, staying true to their roots, were inspired to pursue their own dreams. They stayed close to their roots when they moved to America, and as part of that dream, they established a photo lab in downtown Palo Alto. And actually named it after my father, so Wiley Photo. My father was 13 at the time. He remembers working right alongside of his parents to ensure that that business was a success. That business served as an anchor for many other opportunities and privileges that would come their way. Now, one of the main lessons that I personally have learned from this experience, from this family story, and from my grandparents, is that it's important to make the most out of every opportunity that we are given. Now, over the past 6 years, we've come to realize that SaltStack is not just a company, but it's a place of significant opportunity. I've seen the transformational power of technology and how it can improve lives. Therefore, one of the core reasons behind SaltStack's existence is to bring similar and significant opportunity to a global community. At SaltStack, we believe that we play a meaningful role in improving the lives of our employees, of our customers, and the community in which we live. And that we can genuinely improve the quality of life through the opportunities that our technology affords them. In effect, we truly believe that we are about the work of improving lives through intelligent automation. So you might ask, what is our vision at SaltStack? Unequivocally, SaltStack's vision is to amplify both the intelligence and the impact of every IT professional on the planet. We succeed when you succeed. We succeed when we expand, when we enable, and when we amplify your reach. Why is it our vision? Why do we care so much about amplifying every IT professional on the planet? In other words, why have we dedicated ourselves to the cause of making work better through SaltStack's intelligent automation platform? Well, look around the room, talk to the technologists, ask that same question, and listen to the response. Today's IT and security professionals bear the burden of change and complexity, which means that you are faced with the task of doing more and managing more in a constantly changing ecosystem. As I've spoken with several CTOs and technology executives from around the world over the past year, I get the same request many times over. They ask me, Mark, how can SaltStack help me to become more efficient and more secure in my environment? How can SaltStack enable our organization to be more agile, to be more flexible? How can SaltStack enable us to save time and money? There's an IDC survey that showed that IT personnel devote over 70% of their time to routine service request, approval, monitoring, troubleshooting, provisioning, and security patching and configuration management routines on a daily basis. That's an awful lot of time. It's backbreaking work, the work that you all do. You're being asked to do more with less. And the pace of change is brisk in today's modern IT landscape. Now, complexity has been compounded by the need to manage and do more with a fixed budget and a decreased number of human resources. And although we have a growing generation of software developers, the number of developers that are being sort of trained and who are entering into the market still lags the demand that the market has for this growing supply of technical resources. So what's the answer? We need to do more with less. We need to amplify. We need to expand. We need to strengthen the resources that we do have. So check out the video here.
Digital business infrastructure is complex. From servers to IoT devices to the cloud, each component of your system needs to be optimized and secured, and your team is responsible for controlling that technology at scale. Hiring more people isn't the answer. Automation is the only viable way to keep up. But automation isn't easy, until now. Meet SaltStack. SaltStack is intelligent, event-driven automation built for any scale. SaltStack transforms complex systems into a seamless digital fabric. It goes beyond orchestration and configuration to actively audit, heal, and protect. Which means your digital infrastructure can become a digital fortress, keeping your business data safe. Best of all, SaltStack amplifies the impact of your entire team, from support techs to engineers. At SaltStack, we know the future demands intelligent automation at scale. That's why we built software for your future now.
So to reiterate what you just saw in the video, SaltStack amplifies so much more than just configuration management. And over the coming year, as many of you have already experienced and shared with us your story, we're going to ask you to post your innovations online, your use cases, in a way that allows us to share with the world the stories behind your use case. We'd like you to share in a public setting the way that SaltStack is amplifying some aspect of your professional or personal life, and there are many of them out there. So we invite you to do that. Now, I want to tell you, as I transition, some of the reasons why this last year has been so amazing. I want to talk to you about the growth of SaltStack. I want to tell you why SaltStack is that horse that you and your company should be betting on. If you were with us at the very first SaltConf, I bless you for that, right? That was an amazing time for us, first of all. We were a company of about 10 employees. We were a small company. I don't know if I would have bet on SaltStack at that point in time. Was anybody here with us then? 5 years ago? All right, we've got a new audience. 5 years later, we've crossed certain growth milestones. And we've not just survived, but we've grown to become one of the leaders in this space. And I'm here to tell you that internally, we have a strong belief, a strong conviction that we are just barely turning around that first bend. This company has done amazing things in a short period of time, and we're just getting started. We've had an amazing year, as I mentioned. In December of 2017, Mercado Partners invested $15.5 million into SaltStack. This was the first institutional round that we had raised. It was identified in the press as the largest Series A funding in our space in over a decade. Mercado recognized what you've been seeing for years, that this bootstrapped company with amazing technology and people was on the rise. We've been delighted with this partnership, and we look forward to many years of success together. Now, with this funding, we're growing every area of the company. You've probably seen it. We've grown engineering, we've doubled sales and marketing, our commercial efforts are moving at a much faster cadence. I'm pleased to report that the Salt open source community is still something of tremendous importance and significance to us at SaltStack. We've experienced significant growth in that community over the last 6 years, and it continues to become strengthened. We recently completed a company rebrand, which is visible throughout the show, as you've probably seen. And today I'm pleased to share the launch of a new .com, SaltStack.com. Check it out today. The company's experienced significant changes that you'll likely see during your time here in Salt Lake City. Any growing company tracks its important milestones along the way, and we certainly do that at SaltStack. We have brand new talent. Since raising capital, we've nearly doubled in size. We have many new faces, many new roles that have been created, and there's a tremendous amount of energy and excitement amongst our team and within the community. In years past, we've shared elements of our culture with you. You're familiar with our no jerks policy. We maintain that commitment, and we also maintain our commitment to hiring smart, hardworking, and humble individuals that want to compete and win in the market, that are excited about helping SaltStack advance its commercial agenda in the market. We want to make a difference in the world in which we work. We recognize that technology is a great equalizer of talent. SaltStack's an inclusive company. We're focused on hiring individuals of qualification from all backgrounds. This year, we're pleased to report that we offered our diversity scholarship. We had 36 individuals that were recipients of this scholarship this year. Let's give a hand to those that applied and won. There's something amazing that's happening right here in the state of Utah as well. The tech ecosystem is booming. It's amazing to witness. We recognize SaltStack's part in ensuring and shaping this continued landscape. We want to continue to make this ecosystem, this market, this place very, very special. We have a new office. If you've been around SaltStack's headquarters, we've got a brand new office right in the heart of Silicon Slopes. If you're around, come check it out. And as you saw last night, we've got this great hip new band called the Salteens. How about it? They let me play the cowbell last night. So we've got a lot of great things happening inside of the company. Now, the last reason why SaltStack is a horse you want to bet on is that we're positioned better than ever to release solutions that solve tangible business problems inside of your company. This brings me to my final point. We have what's known in the industry as a product announcement, but today I'd really like to frame it really as a solution-specific announcement. For the past 6 years, we've been building to the point that we're at today. We started with the open, and we built one of the largest and most successful open source communities in the world. This has enabled us to release SaltStack Enterprise, which was announced just 2 years ago on the SaltConf stage. And it's been adopted by many of you in the audience. Today, I'm pleased to announce our first major use case-driven product or solution launch, SaltStack for SecOps, a solution that enables SecOps teams to wield unprecedented control over both compliance, scanning, and remediation of their infrastructure, all from a single interface. SaltStack for SecOps exists to eliminate the future heartbleeds, WannaCries, and whatever else may lie out there in the future, so that companies can hold sensitive information about you, your family, your company, and it never has to be compromised again. Now, this solution is unique to anything that exists in the market today, and we're eager to get it into your hands. SaltStack for SecOps will continue to be an anchor solution for further products that we will release. And it'll be demoed and shared with you on this keynote stage a little bit later by Alex Pay, our head of product. Now, looking into the future, we envision an enabling variety of other major use cases beyond SecOps. So stay tuned for what's to come. Now, imagine for a moment what else is possible with the foundation that we have in place. I want you to think about that for a moment, what more we can do together. Now, in conclusion, I hope you come away from this conference with a greater awareness, a heightened sense of what SaltStack vision is, and a greater understanding as to why we believe we are so strongly positioned for the future. I hope you continue to place your bets on this racehorse, that you come away with an understanding that we have an abundance of opportunities together that will arise as a result of what we are building today. I want to thank you for your support. I thank you for being here once again, for supporting this great company, and I wish you well at the rest of the conference. Thank you for attending.